Get one of them wings wrapped up. Pull them down. You know what I mean? Done. Just grab a wing and it's a wrap. I examined the mangled fingers of the festering peduncle from afar. Something about this desert was eerie and unsettling, and if I had to find the source of its malignant aura, I'm telling you, I would start with this route and follow it all the way into hell. I spot Kabul approaching from afar and wave him down, when suddenly, something is casting a shadow over top of me, and I go to see what it is. Is this some kind of creature? I'm gonna say likely. Yes. So the reason I'm even out here is because I was looking for a lead that could lead me to a potential food resource, and I was in this. One of the leads that I discovered was these festering peduncle, these fingers of the festering peduncle. So if that's a lead to food, I'm going to say that whatever this thing is that is flying is also related to my plot, which is looking for food. This flying creature, is this an additional lead or something that means that there is a potential food resource around here? I'm going to say somewhat likely. Yes. So the festering peduncle, the fingers of the festering peduncle are, it probably houses, certain creatures. It probably contributes to the ecosystem. And whatever this creature above is probably something that also feeds on the food that I'm looking for. Is that the case? Am I in between a predator and its prey? Likely, somewhat likely. No, and this thing is not hostile. Is this thing not hostile? Is it non-hostile? Somewhat likely. Yes, but its prey is hostile. So the potential food source or something in this ecosystem that lives around, these roots, these festering peduncle fingers, is known to be hostile. This thing above me, does it just happen to be flying above me? Likely. Yes, but there's likely something nearby that we should probably remain alert for. So we know that this thing hunts something that's nearby, and that thing that is potentially nearby is known to be hostile, and it lives around these roots. Okay. Good to know. This thing flying above me, what does it look like? Mysterious. Group. Is there more than one? Very likely. Yes. I'm gonna roll a d3. 1. Okay, so we'll say there's 2. There's not a lot known about these flying creatures. With my desert survival, am I able to know what it is? So my desert survival skill is favorable, meaning it's going to be anything above 50-50. I'm going to say the odds of the likelihood of me knowing what this creature is, it's mysterious though, so I feel like that should give me a penalty. I'm going to say somewhat likely. Do I know what this creature is with my desert survival? No. I could hardly make out what was stalking me from above. It was large enough to block out the sun, and once it did, I was at a loss for ideas on what it was. Nothing came to mind, only a little fear of the unknown.
Might I be able to... Might the land tell me if this is a predator's hunting ground?
So, I guess the question was, are we in some sort of hunting ground? Are we in the middle of some live hunting ground based off what you see around us? Somewhat likely. Yes. Okay. So yes, we are in some sort, you look around, hunting ground. What do you see that lets you know it's the hunting ground?
It's the fact that some of the stones actually are fossilized, like shells and bone.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh wait, that's not a rock. That's actually a piece of shattered bone over in the distance.
Right. And at the same time, an event is happening. Overindulge/possessions. Overindulge/possessions. You're looking around and you see, like you said, you see bones and fossilized and remains of, carcasses and so on and so forth. But you also notice that there is appears to be a remnants of a traveler who had a lot of shit, had a lot of belongings. You could say they overindulged in their packing. They got stranded. It weighed them down, and you see their possessions tucked under, one of the festering peduncle fingers. Is there any hostile creatures nearby these possessions that are responsible for the remnants of this stranger? I'm gonna say likely. Yes, and is there more than one? 50-50. If not, then it's just something really strong. Is there more than one? Yes, I'm gonna roll a d6. 5. Do they see me? There's a possibility they could still be occupied with the possessions. Do they see me? I'm gonna say unlikely. No. Using desert survival, do I know what these creatures are? I'm gonna say likely. Yes. Yes. And by knowing what they are, am I able to make an assessment of, is this something that we could possibly eat? Very likely. Could we eat these things? Very likely. Yeah. And I look to you when I say something along the lines of, we probably could eat these things, but I don't know if I would really want to take the food away from those things, pointing at the creatures in the air. But I know you see that, right? And I'm talking about those possessions belonging to whoever those creatures are eating now. Are they eating that person? Somewhat likely. And if it's a no, they're eating the possessions, which is we want to hope that they're eating the person. Are they eating the person? Somewhat likely. Yeah. I begin backing away, thinking that we are just a little under-equipped to be taking on a pack of desert predators. But Cobble stops me. Looking like he had just remembered a new purpose in life, he begins fishing around in his garments and retrieves some sort of gadget. What is effectively TNT for us? I'm gonna roll. How do we describe this equipment that you have that makes things go boom? Let's see. Yieldingly lavish, lazily rustic.
These things probably don't make a big boom right off the bat, but then have this massive explosion.
Word. And it probably lazily rustic. It don't look like it would make such a large explosion. It looks very simple, like it was lazily put together. It looks really, really simple and old and worn and cheap and rustic. But has the explosion is the opposite. It's lavish. It's very delayed, but worth it. Do you have more than one of these? What are the odds of you having more than one of these, Cobble? Likely. All right, I'm going to go ahead and roll a d10. These are like bombs that you throw, or something you gotta kind of have to set up, like
Definitely something you
dynamite.
gotta like set up like dynamite. So you gotta dig like a small little hole for them. You probably could throw them, but they're probably not accurate or useful thrown at all.
All right, let's see how many we have. Oh, all right. So you have a whole you have a whole belt of these things or whatever. Where are you keeping them?
I probably got like 5 strapped to my waist, and probably another 5 in the backpack that I'm carrying with me.
Okay. He pulls out an arsenal of tiny handcrafted concoctions of encapsulated powders, reinforced and melded junk. I had no clue as to what they were, but with the brief description he gave, it sounded like something to stay clear from. Alright, I have an idea.
Does it involve blowing things up?
I think that could be a good plan B in case things go wrong. I think I could potentially scare these creatures away with just a crack of a whip. And if they run away, the creatures above will likely hunt them down and maybe assist with, frightening them off. They are their natural prey, so I think by retreating back to these things would be a safe bet. And if in the worst case scenario, maybe we could lead them into running into one of our planted bombs. If it comes to them attacking us, they're probably going to try to surround us, right? But before they can even fully get around us, I'll keep them at bay with the whip. And before they can really get around us and really be a threat to us, you will have then already have lit the fuse and have been able to throw it at one of them and take them out. First off, what do these things look like? Because that might change the way we approach this, right? What do these things look like? Let's see. Healthy, many-eyed reptilians. And how would we describe these healthy, many-eyed reptilians? Coolly dirty, wildly pale, white, brolic reptiles with eyes from head down back. And there's 5 of them. It's 5 of them. From my knowledge of these creatures, are they known to be scared of a crack of a whip? Do I even know that? 50-50. Yes. I do know that. Are they known to be, Let me see here. So event stop/success. Well, hold up. Before I even do that, I have the knowledge. Are they known to be? I'm going to say somewhat unlikely. Yes, but when there's 5 of them, depends on how many there are. There's 2 of us though, so I think that's going to help. So an event happens, stop/success. So when I stop to see if they noticed us, they haven't noticed us, and that's the success right there. We're successfully creeping up on them like we wanted. They're still preoccupied with the body, with the stranger that they're eating. By chance, do the creatures flying above, are they still flying above? Likely. Yes. Event, inquire/a plan. All right, so they are still flying above, but they're getting closer. And they're kind of flying above us as well. So now I'm wondering if there's a possibility that could have an effect on our plan. And now I'm starting to wonder if maybe we should kind of incorporate the possibility of them attacking us. Because our whole plan with the whip and the bomb really only works for these guys. Honestly, if it comes to these creatures above us, Are they big? How big are these Jones? Are they bigger? Are they bigger than a humanoid? 50-50. Yeah, they're pretty big. There are they large? Very likely. Yeah. Okay. I think if it really came to it, I could get my whip around one of them and hold it in place. You know, maybe pull it down and start stomping on it. Choke it out. Get one of them wings. Get one of them wings wrapped up. Pull them down. You know what I mean? Done. Just grab a wing and it's a wrap. And then that's when you come in. You just hit it over the head with the bomb. Bow. We good.
I have my pickaxe as well, if anything.
You got a pickaxe?
Yeah, if anything. It's small, but you know.
We having wings for dinner. I mean, look, mining ain't fighting. You're not a fighter, but you a miner. You know how to use that pickaxe.
Yeah.
You don't got to be Excalibur with it. You just got to get the pointy part into its head. We're good. We got a plan for the flying creatures. I get a little closer, and I crack the whip. With my amazing whip skill, was I able to successfully intimidate them with the whip? I'm gonna say it's a lot of them. I'm not too intimidating, but the whip is very intimidating in and of itself. I'm gonna say unlikely. Was I able to successfully intimidate them to the point where they are running away? Unlikely. No. Do they attack? Likely. Yes. Are they like just running at us right now? Likely. Definitely. So hey Cabo, I say, hey, get ready, man. Get ready. I say get ready. And I wait for one to get close. They trying to just come in and move in close? Likely. Yes. Am I able to get an attack on one before it gets too close? We're waiting for them. They're approaching us. I would say very likely. Yes, definitely. I'm able to get the jump on one. So I'm gonna attempt to hit the one that comes close. I want to. I'm gonna flick my whip and try to grab it around its neck, so I can then swing it into another one. But I want to get this one around its neck. Am I able to successfully whoosh, and get my whip around the creature's neck? With my amazing whip skill, I'm gonna say very likely. Yes. With the calculated measure of finesse, the flick of my wrist expels my whip, lashing outward into the pack of creatures, barreling toward us and finding its way around the creature's neck, tightening deep into the folds of its scales. Am I able to squeeze it a bit and fling it into another one that is coming with my whip skill? I'm going to say, at this point, they're probably a lot closer. I'm going to say somewhat likely. Am I able to hit another one with it? I'm going to say somewhat likely. Yes, but using the stampeding creature's momentum, I get it off of its feet just enough to swing it into one of its packmates, sending them bowling into heaps of sand with one another. I plant my feet to have another go at it, but the hefty reptilian was just too damn heavy. When I hit that other creature with the creature in my whip, was I able to hurt it? Yes. Did it succumb to its wounds though? Unlikely. Definitely no. Event, desert / danger. Clouds of sand are expelled from their flaring nostrils as they leap back onto their fours, wholly unfazed. Both lizards begin to charge but come to a sliding halt when they find themselves under a great overcast, the predatory spectators flying much lower than before. Wise, both lizards retreat. Cabo, you still have time to do something before they surround us. What are you doing?
set up one, and I'm gonna throw another.
You say you're going to set up one of your bombs?
Yeah, set up one, and I'm gonna throw another.
So the one that you're throwing is already lit?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I as soon as they started running towards us and he told me to get ready, I was lighting one.
Okay. So you throw it out there, right? And I'm going to try to kind of keep them near the bomb. You know what I mean? Am I able to successfully kind of help herd them to stay near the bomb? Unlikely. Yeah, no. But we have time. We still have time. We still have time. Are one of them able to get near us and attack at this point? I'm going to say likely. Yes, multiple are able to get near us and attack. How many are able to get near us to attack? I'm rolling a d8. All right, so two of them, are they attacking me? Are they both attacking me? 50-50. Yes. Cobble pinches and flicks the little janky mechanism he had retrieved from his belt and tosses it toward the pack of lizards before us. I lock down the area in front of Cobble, pivoting with a flurry of whip cracks in an attempt to keep them at bay, but within their veil of kicked up sand, one of the bastards slips by, coming straight for me. Let's see what they're able to do. I'm going to go ahead and roll an ability for these creatures. What is this up close attack? What does it look like? Balance. So when they get nearby, they leap up on their tails on some kangaroo shit. They leap up on their tails and they bite with their, they actually get up to, face level and they try to bite at the face while balancing on their tails. The first one that attacks me does so. Knowing what kind of creatures they are, did I know that they come up to face level and try to bite faces? I'm going to say likely. Yeah, I knew that, and so I was, kind of preparing for that. As the ravenous reptilian comes barreling toward me, I abruptly recall a peculiar characteristic of this menace: their powerful tails. Suddenly, the incoming lizard dive rolls onto its back and is then immediately sprung up and onto its tail as it lunges at me with open fangs. Is it able to successfully bite at me? I'm going to say somewhat likely. In remembrance of a survival tactic for dealing with the white desert lizard, I lower my profile and evade properly, with face in full tact. I backstep. The other one attacks me. Is it able to successfully attack me while I'm backstepping the other one? I'm going to say 50-50. I'm in the groove. I'm in the motion. I know how they're coming at me now. I already evaded one. Now at this point, it's just rhythm. Am I able to successfully evade the second bite? 50-50. Or was it able to successfully bite me? 50-50. Yes, but it didn't get me in the face. It got a little bite on me. Is it a significant wound? Somewhat unlikely. No, but I got bit nonetheless. A second lizard bounces off of its tail and onto my shoulder with chomping jaws, but I'm able to roll it off of me at the minor cost of torn clothing and a flesh wound. Yeah, so I'm probably gonna run up and like start grabbing you by the belt and swing to try and swinging with my pickaxe at one of them, so I can pull you back a little bit. And okay. Hey, you gotta move. Okay, are you able to successfully pull me back at a safe distance so that I don't have to worry about being blown up in the next turn? I'm going to say very likely. Yes. Cobble arrives to my aid and drags me back a safe distance while flailing a pickaxe wildly, but effectively, while the lizards slowly press toward our direction. When you go to swing that pickaxe, I'm assuming you're swinging at one of them. They just got done trying to bite me. Are you able
definitely the one that bit you?
Okay. And this is fighting, but I feel like it's not going to be that bad. I mean, at the end of the day, it is fighting, so it would be unfavorable. The odds of you hitting this thing, what would you say the odds are?
Probably somewhat unlikely.
Somewhat unlikely. Are you able to successfully hit while pulling me back? Are you able to successfully hit one of these white lizards? No. And so a critical no.
Does my weapon go out of my hand?
Does your weapon go out of your hand? Oh man. 50-50. Did your axe fall out of your hand? No. But it almost did. And one of the other lizards go to try to attack you. Is it able to successfully bite you? I mean, I imagine you pulling me back, you swing, you miss. It's kind of like we're moving backward. There's two other ones trying to attack us. Is it able to bite you? 50-50. No, it goes to bite at you.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
You're able to, step back out of the way. Okay, the first bomb goes off. Boom. Were any of them in the radius of the first bomb? I'm gonna say likely. I mean, now knowing that that's how big the explosion is, I think our attacks were kind of able to kind of keep them at bay. Were any of them caught in the first explosion? Somewhat likely. Yes, I'm gonna roll a d8. We're six of them. Six of them were caught in the explosion. Are they significantly wounded by the explosion? Very likely. Yes. Are they all dead? Sure thing. Yes. The first explosion goes off and it blows up six of them and they scatter every which way. You see some remnants flying in the air. And that was that's the less impressive explosion, right?
Yeah, that's the less impressive one.
Is this big enough to not even, like, we're somewhat close. It's probably
Still, yeah.
Is it enough to knock us on our butts?
I would probably say very likely.
Do we all get knocked down, including the creatures? Very likely. Yes. We have to, like, hurry up and get up because there's a second explosion, right?
Yep.
And what did the first explosion look like? What did the first explosion look like? Generously mundane. That makes sense.
That's on brand.
It's on brand. Okay. And how much time do we have before the next explosion?
We got anywhere between about 15-20 seconds, I would probably say.
So we all get knocked on our butts, right? Me and you fall beside each other. I look at you like, yo, that shit was crazy. What do you say when I say that? Before you can even say anything, one of the creatures I see as I'm talking to you comes up from behind, comes up leaping above you, and goes to lunge at you. Am I able, with my reflexes, to pull you out of the way of the lunging creature before it attacks you? I'm going to say likely. Yes, and I'm able to get you, and not only do I grab you, I do this thing where I like roll, and I kind of use the momentum that of me pulling you and rolling to kind of roll away at the same time to kind of get out of the way of the explosion. Am I able to successfully get us a bit farther away from the explosion with my agility and maybe a little bit of strength too? I'm going to say somewhat likely. No. So the next explosion goes off, right? The next explosion goes off and it is potentially close enough to maybe blow us back, which could hurt us. I don't think we're close enough to be in the explosion. What do you think?
I'm thinking we're probably on the very edges of it, so we're probably in that 10 yard range.
Oh,
still.
Damn. Do the remaining two creatures get hit? I'm going to say very likely. Yes, and absolutely they get decimated, but we were also probably close enough to get thrown back as well. Were we close enough to get thrown back as well? I mean, we're on the ground rolling. Were we close enough to get thrown back as well? We might not get as hurt, likely. No. So we rolled, we got blown back. We got blown away for sure. We're rolling and tumbling across the sand, but not in a way that caused any significant injuries. Am I conscious? Likely. Yeah. So I sit up and I look at you. Are you good?
Oh, very likely.
Very likely. Yes. I look up. Are the birds still in the air? Somewhat
50
likely.
50?
50-50. Yeah. They should be fine, right? Are they kind of, does it look like they're kind of eyeing the remnants of the creatures that just got blown up? Likely. Yeah. I look around. Is there anything else that we need to be worried about? Very unlikely. No. And how many of those do you have? 10?
10.
All right. I get up. I help you up. Let's go see what they were, let's go see what's on this dude's, belongings. We approach the remains. Is it just one person? Very likely. Yes. Event. Procrastinate / death. Do I have any, I'm wondering if I have like any kind of investigative skill. Do I have I'm gonna just flat out ask. First, let me ask, how was my intuition? Do I have a proficient intuition? Somewhat likely. 50-50. Yes. Do I have an investigative skill? 50-50. Definitely not. So I just wanted to see if I was able to maybe see like how this person died. So I'm just gonna have to go with desert survival. I'm interpreting event procrastinate / death. I'm interpreting that as, with my desert survival skill, I can see here, based off of what I see in the body and how it's eaten, the condition of the body and the belongings that are strewn about. This person did not take care of their basic needs, or certain needs that one would require in the desert, which probably led to this person slowing down enough to get caught lacking by these lizards. That's going to be my prognosis of this situation. Feel free to ask any questions if you have any questions, or if you want to utilize and leverage any knowledge you already have to see if there's something you can figure out about this particular scene.
I'm wondering if I have any medicine or like anatomy skills.
Okay. Does Cobble have any medicine skills? What do you say the odds of that?
Yeah, I'm thinking it's probably likely if I'm dealing with militias and explosives and mining, so
Okay.
probably had to learn some type of medicine skill.
All right. Does Cobble have a medicine skill? We're asking the Meta Black right now. Does Cobble recall any medicine skills? Likely. Yes. Yes. What about anatomy? What are the odds of that?
I'm thinking probably very likely.
Very likely.
Yeah.
All right. What about anatomy? Yes. All right, let's see. Is there anything else using your anatomy skills, or anything outside of the lack of preparation that could have led to the death? What do you say the odds are?
I'm thinking 50-50.
50-50, okay. No. So based off of what we see, there's probably, is there some sort of, are there any like knapsacks, back sacks and all that stuff? Very likely. Yes. Event, debase / suffering.
A medic?
I'm interpreting this as his belongings were, while he was suffering and being eaten, his belongings were torn apart, and that's why some stuff is strewn about, because some of it got holes ripped into it. But the knapsack, the backpack, and all that stuff is not in great condition. But what did you say?
I was wondering if he had medical supplies or something like that with him, like debasing suffering. So like stopping suffering is what I thought about.
Okay, did he have medical supplies that could stop suffering? And that's what we see strewn about as well. Somewhat likely. Yes. What's in the next bag? And what does this parcel look like? Kindly/petite. Okay, and what's in here? A hood. Do I notice anything unique about the hood? 50-50. Yes, but event take/food. Yes, but is there food inside of this, like stashed inside of this hood? Likely. Yes, but the only unique thing is that there's food in it. Is this food like some peculiar food here? Somewhat likely. No. What does it look like? Quietly/delightful. Is there enough for both me and my boy Cobble? Likely. Yeah. Is this some kind of like refreshing fruit? Somewhat likely. Yes, event, activity/suffering. I'm going to say that yes, it's delightful, it's refreshing. It's good for promoting activity when you're suffering from fatigue. And this is something that he should have eaten, but he couldn't find it because it was sitting inside of his hood. He was looking for his sensu beans and he couldn't find the sensu beans and he died. What's in the other package? What does it look like? Okay, ceaselessly feeble. What's in it? Ancient artifact. What does this artifact look like? Ferociously/pale. What else? Angrily/festive. Is it jewelry? Very likely. Yes, event attached/war. The event is an event that's more so a remote event that's occurring somewhere in the world where they're realizing that this necklace has been displaced. It shouldn't be in the possession of this person, and by me now acquiring this jewelry, that attaches us to a plot that we will learn of going forward. But it's pretty much attaching us to some drama, a war. Does this person look like a thief? Am I able to tell? Am I able to tell? Somewhat unlikely.
Am I?
Is there any particular skill you want to use?
I want to use my medicine skill for that one.
To see if it's a thief?
Yeah, to see if I can like suss out any like characteristics that would denote, hey, yeah, this person is a thieving individual.
Like
bone structure, things around their like hands or
rotten,
that type of
dirty fingernails and rotten teeth.
yeah, like they have grease under their fingernails because they use grease to grease or something like that.
Yeah. All right, so you're using medicine and anatomy to see if you can see if this person is a thief. Is this person a thief? Let's see. Using your skill, are you able to determine the occupation of this person? That's to see if it's thief-like. Likely. Yeah, so you're able to immediately know if this person is a thief. Is this person a thief? I'm going to say somewhat likely. No, but in your autopsy, you discovered failure/friendship. Something about what you discovered leads to failure/friendship about this person.
There's a specific brand or a specific type of marking or scar or something that is like put on exiles or something like that. That's like what it makes me think of.
An exile. And this is maybe like his belongings, and before he left he stole some shit probably.
Yeah, like he failure friendship, like he failed his nation or his queen or something like that, and now he was exiled, and this is him like running away with what he could get away with.
I like that. This is going to matter when it comes to this plot about this ancient artifact that we just found. Well, hold up. This ancient artifact, is it a necklace? Likely. Yeah.
Does it have a boon rock in it?
I was just about to ask, is there by chance a boon rock inside of this thing? First off, do I know what boon rocks are? I mean, I feel like everybody should know what a boon rock is. Like, or have heard, like, it's like a fable, you know what I mean? Do I know what boon rocks are? 50-50. Or somewhat likely. Yes. Is there a boon rock in this thing? Do I see any boon rocks attached? It's an ancient artifact. I'm going to say the odds of that are somewhat likely. Just to kind of keep the rareness of a boon rock, I'm actually going to say 50-50. Is there a boon rock attached? And I'm only giving it a 50-50 because it's an ancient artifact. Is there a boon rock attached? No. Is there anything that, like, unique about this artifact that is really, really obvious? 50-50. No.
Is it made of stone?
Is this necklace made of stone? Or some sort of stone? 50-50. No, and so I take it as it's the opposite of something that's stone. It's some kind of metal. Is it metal? Metallic? Very likely. No. Event, proceedings / business. It's not metal. It's not stone. Matter of fact, is it just made of something we've never seen before? Very likely. Yes. And how do we describe that? Quietly / messy. Is it leaving some sort of residue? Likely. No, but
Oily or smokiness to it almost?
yeah, because if it's not residuey and it's messy, then there's something that just kind of that's disruptive visually. Is it smoky? It's gotta be, right? Is it smoky? Very likely. I rolled off the table, damn it. Hold on. Is it smoky? I'm gonna say sure thing. Yes. Event. Propose / pain. Holding this in my hand, does it make me does it have an effect on me mentally? Likely. Or 50-50. No, but I'm getting bad vibes from this thing. Is how I'm interpreting it. I think there's a bad vibe that comes from it that proposes the idea and the thought of pain. And it looks ferocious. It looks angry. There's something about this necklace. It's smoky. Gives off bad energy. Ominous energy. He definitely stole this. Okay, what's in the other satchel? What's it look like? Innocently / faded. What's in it? Cheap spyglass. Okay. And what's in the other one? Paper. Is there anything written on the paper? Very likely. I'm gonna roll description twice to see if I can get a good idea what this paper's saying. Hopelessly / feeble. Meaningfully / exotic. Is this a letter to or is this something the person received or something they were writing? Is this something that the person received? 50-50. It's something that they're writing. So in this letter, hopelessly feeble has something to do with them being exiled, very likely. No. But is this person delivering something meaningfully? They're delivering this artifact, knowing that they are not healthy enough to travel. Is that what's going on? Yeah. Is this letter, does this say who this letter is being written to? Likely. Yes. Is it being written to a specific person or anyone who finds the note? Is it being written to a specific person? Very likely. Yeah. Is there context to why this thing needs to be delivered? Very likely. Yes, and I'm going to roll a plot point because this is going to be attached to the plot that came with this artifact. What's the plot point? This plot point is going to explain why this thing is being delivered by this weak man. Disarmed. This artifact belongs to someone, and they've been disarmed by having the artifact taken, and they're delivering it. It's being stolen. It's being delivered to this specific person. Does this note say where the specific person? Does the note say where the specific person is? Unlikely. No. Is there a name in there? In the note? Very likely. Yes. You said it's being he disarmed an army?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, because we rolled up attached war for that event, right?
Yeah. So he, in the note, it's saying that his mission was successful, and that he was successfully able to ruin their army, like you said, and it was all for you, sir. And that's where the name pops up. And this person, this person is a part of a faction of probably exiled people, or this is someone that was exiled because of their betrayal, and like you said, they left because of that, and they took something with them. This is a person pledging their loyalty to this person, disbanding that army, betraying them, and pledging their loyalty to this person. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to roll a name on my favorite chaotic shiny name generator, and I ended up rolling the name that we see written here. Ram. R-A-M. That could be a code name, that could be a nickname. We don't know, but all we have is the name Ram. I fold the note up. I finished packing up all the stuff. The fruit that we have, is that enough to hold us over for the day? Somewhat likely. No. But it's definitely enough for you. So at least we got something for you for, because you're starving. I'm not hungry yet. So I'm gonna give you the revitalizing fruit that we got off of him, and then we can kind of figure out and break it down lore wise to see what kind of fruit it is later. All right, so we head back to the Black Tower. That little quick outing was it was productive. We discovered a few things, and we appear to be now in some shit with someone's smoky, ominous necklace. Huh.
I'm halfway tempted to want to be like, so do we finish it and like deliver it, or?
That's not a bad idea. I mean, we'll hold on to it, and then we need to, I'm curious to know who Ram is, and depending on how that goes, we can hand it over and see, you know, what we get for that. But all right, so that wraps that up. We kind of got that. We kind of got some things accomplished. I mean, we got food. Um, I'm going to ask the audience and anyone viewing this to go to pndrpg.com and submit a whisper. We are looking for rumors about potential resources food-wise. We're looking for food. We need something that's going to get us through the week, through these nights. We don't have any food in the tower. We just discovered food. If you're a viewer, you can submit rumors about things, strangers, places, oddities, whatever you want. But if you by chance heard anything about maybe something about, you know, a place we can find some food, any kind of food, we're desperate right now. Go to pndrpg.com, peoplesanddragons.com, and submit a whisper, also known as, you know, a rumor, and help us find some food. Cobble, it was a pleasure. I'm glad you came along. I don't know how I would have been able to handle all of those creatures without you. So I definitely appreciate your help. I'm so glad you were able to remember that you can make things go boom, because that's going to be very beneficial.
Same. I'm probably gonna have to do some tweaking and see if we can maybe make smaller booms.